My name is Jonathan Little, and I'm an associate professor, and I teach exercise metabolism 313. If you want the true answer, what brought me here was my wife, Dr. Mary Jung, and she got a job in 2010, and I came here first as a postdoctoral fellow in the biology department, and I worked for 2 years there, and then was able to get offered a job in the School of Health and Exercise Sciences, and started in 2012. I run the Exercise Metabolism and Inflammation Lab. In the big picture, our goal is to optimize lifestyle therapies for the treatment and prevention of type 2 diabetes and other cardiometabolic diseases. What we like to do is develop exercise and diet strategies. We test them out in the lab to see which ones work the best for improving someone's metabolic health. And then we measure other aspects that are related to chronic disease, like cardiovascular health as well as inflammation. And I really like immune cells, so I like to take people's blood samples, take their immune cells out, and measure how they function and how happy or how angry those immune cells are. And that's important because when immune cells are too angry or too inflamed, that can lead to a whole host of chronic diseases, from diabetes to heart disease to Alzheimer's. And when immune cells are nice and functioning well and calm down, that helps our whole body function as well as us to be able to fight off diseases. So I try and study what people should eat and how they should exercise so that their metabolic health is optimized and their immune system is functioning at its best. I almost always have a couple of honors students working in my lab, and when you do an honors project, typically you'd be partnered up with a PhD student or a postdoctoral fellow, and you'd have a small sub-study within a larger project. The cool thing about working in my lab is you probably will get to work with a clinical population, patients with type 2 diabetes or at risk for type 2 diabetes, and most honors students get to interact or learn how to handle and analyze blood samples in the wet lab. And you can also work in my lab as a 499 student, similar to an honors student, but taking a bit of a smaller approach. And 499 students are often partnered up with a grad student to try to learn the research process and learn how to analyze some data and present it to the group at the end of the year. Probably, if I think about this, it would be that professors get a lot of emails, and sending an email about a minute detail on a multiple choice question from the midterm is probably not the best use of email, or does not benefit your mark to the extent that you think it would. Perhaps that I am obsessed with tennis. I dream about it at night and think about playing tennis all the time. And I have a bit of an obsession with buying new tennis rackets in hopes that they will improve my game and make me a better player.